Distraction doesn't announce itself. It doesn't tap you on the shoulder or whisper a warning. It simply slips into your life, quietly, casually, and takes hold before you realize what's been lost. This is the story of two people, real people, whose lives changed in moments that should have been forgettable, moments any of us could have had. This is the price of distraction. On September 22, 2006, 19-year-old Reggie Shaw was driving west of Logan, Utah. It was early morning, the kind of morning that feels too normal to carry tragedy. Not long before that, Reggie had been denied his Mormon mission because of premarital sex, something that shook him, embarrassed him, and left him feeling directionless. He wasn't thinking about that now. He was texting his girlfriend. Reggie had texted while driving before. Everyone had, and on that particular day, he didn't see himself as someone capable of causing harm. He was young, confident, and used to these roads. He knew them like the lines on his palms. But while he was typing, his SUV drifted. Not dramatically, not in a way he would feel. Just a slight, almost imperceptible slide over the yellow center lines. Coming the opposite direction were James Furfaro and Keith Odell, two rocket scientists on their morning commute. Two men with families, with plans, with years ahead of them that no one had reason to question. In one unremarkable second, their cars collided. The crash was so violent that a state trooper later said it popped out the passenger's eyeballs, a detail that shocked even seasoned investigators. Reggie walked away unharmed. The men in the other car did not. Shaken and in denial, Reggie tried calling 911, but the call didn't go through. In the hours and days that followed, he insisted he had not been texting. His parents supported him fiercely, but the evidence told a different story. Message timestamps lining up exactly with the moment of impact. Eventually, with the weight of truth pressing down on him, Reggie admitted what he had done. He became the center of a landmark prosecution, one of the first texting and driving cases in American legal history. He served several weeks in jail for negligent homicide. Years later, Reggie would become a national advocate against distracted driving, speaking openly about the guilt he carried, the lives he ended, and the version of himself he could never return to. He was forgiven by the victims' families, but he never fully forgave himself, because distraction, when it claims a life, leaves scars that time cannot soften. Reggie's story is tragic, but it isn't the only one. And it's not just drivers who pay the price. Sometimes, it's the people walking near us, the people who trust that we're paying attention. Just 3 years later, on July 17, 2009, another ordinary day unfolded in Ocean City, New Jersey. Casey Feldman was 21, a bright, warm journalism student, spending her summer working part-time. Her friends described her as someone who made a room feel lighter just by being in it. Casey walked the same path to work she always walked, crossing the same familiar intersection. That morning, nothing felt unusual. Nothing felt dangerous. It was the kind of day where tragedy feels unthinkable. At the same moment, a delivery driver approached the intersection. He, too, was having an ordinary day. He glanced down. Just a moment. Maybe at a GPS. Maybe at a paper on the seat. He couldn't remember afterward, because distraction never feels significant in the moment. What mattered was that while he looked away, his van kept moving, and Casey stepped into the crosswalk. When he looked up, she was directly in front of him. Too close for brakes, too close for reflex, too close for anything but horror. The impact was instant. Casey was rushed to the hospital, but the injuries were too severe. She died the same day. Her parents, shattered by grief no family should ever bear, formed the Casey Feldman Memorial Foundation, turning their daughter's story into a nationwide call for awareness. They speak to students, to drivers, to lawmakers, anyone willing to listen. Because for Casey, there were no second chances, and the driver who hit her will carry that moment for the rest of his life. Two very different people, two different roads, two different mornings that began with nothing unusual. And in those small, ordinary moments, two families lost people they loved. Two futures were erased. Two lives were changed forever. One because he caused the crash, and one because she never had the chance to avoid it. That is the true price of distraction. It is quiet. It is small. It feels harmless, right up until it isn't. So if these stories stay with you, even for a moment, let them remind you of something simple, something human. Stay present, stay aware, look up, because distraction takes far more than attention. It takes futures, it takes families, it takes people who deserve to make it home. The price is too high. Don't pay it.